Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. They had me 6 hours, I said 17 words. I'm like Shady in the snow, I spun, I'm so superb. A legend still remains when his flesh is in the earth. And if they raid your tomb, may they fall upon a curse. Yeah, this 9 I keep for backup. With this I wanted chip, we ran plays. They need to build a statue for this shit. Big plays, a sleigh couldn't get you through this shit. More grams than Brandon, fiends rushing for a hit. The priest sitting out a diner while you niggas giving tips. You gon' get a C-section, all that pushing through your lips. I hold the desert straight, a shooter told me do my dips. You're just photogenic, not a boss, I'm convinced. Niggas practicing hard for them obituary pics. Shooters watching the gram for them locations of your pics. Linebacker Brunson, call me if you wanna hit. We world champs now, that just come with this shit. Let's go! You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. Hit my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds.
The Commission.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ski. Yeah. Lil Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I am the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I gotta let y'all know that you guys have been doing a phenomenal job, I tell you, with going out there and grabbing that I Love You Jason Kelce shirt. I'm sorry, that just came out via the Print Champs, man. Make sure you tap in, use code BULLY10 at checkout. You'll see it right here at the bottom of the screen. I'm going to leave it up here for you at all times so you can be your best self. You know what I'm saying? Tap in right there, man. Get your savings. Grab your Kelce shirt. They going. You know how we do when we curate content over here on this side. So, yo, man, we got some things to talk about. The Eagles got money. You know what I'm saying? Let me look at the cap numbers right now. That's not really what I wanted to focus on. But, you know, the Philadelphia Eagles got some bread. You know what I mean? There's some available guys out there. And this is looking like it's shaping out to be one of the most interesting free agency periods of past, you know, memory for me, man. It's a slew, and I mean a slew of veterans that are out there that are available, all pros, pro bowlers, things of that nature. And the Philadelphia Eagles keep, you know, they keep finding ways to save cap. They keep finding ways to get rid of players and bring them back, you know what I mean, to save some money. So as of 2 days ago, the Philadelphia Eagles have $41.9 million in available cap space according to cap as of 3/4/2024. So that's about 3 days ago. The Eagles have the 11th most salary cap space in the NFL as of March 4th. And that's a really, really good spot to be in if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. You got top guys at every position across the National Football League that are coming available. And when you got a guy like Hwie Roseman, who got the money and the expertise to go out there and negotiate contracts to get free agents on cheap deals, you know what I mean? There's never a period of time where the Philadelphia Eagles under Hwie Roseman have undergone, you know, like consecutive years that I could think of just being bad and not being competitive due to the lack of talent on the football team. That's just what it is, man. We've had talented rosters since, you know what I'm saying, we drafted Carson Wentz. A lot of the talent has been, you know, on the offensive line and the defensive line. A lot of talent has been in the trenches, but now would be the year for the Philadelphia Eagles to grab some of that talent from other places. Fill holes in other places, I should say. Let me chat real quick. I got D-Lo in the building, man. You already know, man. Got to show them the new intro video. I just tried to upload the joint, man. I don't know what's going on with it, man. It's only letting me do it on videos, but not live streams. I'm going to work that kink out for sure. You know what I mean? Shout out to my guy, D-Lo. We got a project coming out. We're going to be shooting a visual pretty soon. Days on New York, nights in Norfolk. My first, project doing with another artist. I don't know if this is D-Lo's, man, but we got some heat coming, man. We got some heat coming for sure. If you ain't see the intro to the video, I'm gonna post a YouTube short after this. But in my last video, the intro to like a snippet to one of the songs is going crazy, man. A song called Got Some, man. It's coming real soon, the visual. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Neek in the building. PD Tatted in the building. Marcus Kane in the building. I gotta show love to y'all, man. John B in the building. You know what I'm saying? D'Angelo Cranston in the building. My guy Lamont in the building. Yes, sir. China Rat in the building. I don't know about that name, but I see you, dog. Man of God is always in the building. So as of a couple of days ago, $41 million in cap space. That's a lot of money. You know what I mean? That's a lot of money for somebody, for a team that don't need a quarterback. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. Usually when teams are in need, they got that much money, they might need a quarterback or something like that. But with the number of people that got to get extended for the Philadelphia Eagles, you talk about Smitty, you talk about Landon Dickerson, you still got money left to make some stuff shake, man, if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. And don't be too mad about us being excited about Kevin Byard when he came to the roster. You know what I mean? That was always going to be a one-year rental unless we won a Super Bowl, because we knew at the end of the day what we could save by releasing Kevin Byard. So everything is a numbers game, and everything, plays into the role and plays into the hands of Hwie Roseman beautifully when it's time to spend bread and stuff like that. So, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about some guys that are available. You know what I mean? We're just going to go by the position. We're going to go by positions for a minute. We're going to stay on the positions that interest me and the positions that I think we should attack. But, we're going to talk about all the positions just to give you a brief synopsis of, the amount of talent that's out there. So the number one quarterback for free agency right now is Kirk Cousins. This is per NFL.com. This surprised me. Number 2 being Jacoby Brissett. 3, Baker Mayfield, Tannehill, Russell Wilson, all the way down to 5. Ridiculous to me. I think Russell Wilson should be the number 1 guy. But that's neither here nor there. This position pertains to running backs, and this position pertains to the Philadelphia Eagles. The number 1 guy is Saquon Barkley, 27 years old. We are directly linked to Saquon Barkley. There is a mutual interest there, and the Philadelphia Eagles have the money to give him what he's looking for. Somewhere around, I read somewhere like 3 years, $27 million. I would pay that for Saquon Barkley. He's not 30 years old. By the time the contract ends, he'll be 30, 31, a generational talent. Barkley performed better than last year. His numbers indicated playing smarter than he did early in his career. He has a complete game that could put an offense over the top. You need to go out there and get somebody like that if you Hwie Roseman. The number 2 ranked running back, Derrick Henry. I'm also not opposed to this guy. Henry could be a running back version of Stephon Gilmore, A+ starter with a unique skill set, who can take his side of the ball to another level on a short-term deal. I agree with that. Your third option at running back, Josh Jacobs, just led the league in rushing not too long ago, 26 years old. I like it. The 4th best guy out there would go to Tony Pollard. I don't really like Tony Pollard that much. It's not because he was a Dallas Cowboy. I just don't think Tony Pollard can be an every down back. You know what I mean? He'd be best used around 200 touches, and we need somebody that can get a little more touches than that. Swift is number 5. I think he should be 4, if you ask me. Austin Eckler, another sneaky signing. Ranked number 6. J.K. Dobbins, Devin Singletary. There is a lot of guys that you can get out here in the free agency with your $41 million, probably more if they didn't add Maddox's his cap hit into it. It's a lot of, it's so much room to grow at the running back position if you're the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people are like, let's bring Swift back, but let's keep it a buck. Swift ain't Saquon Barkley, man. Swift is great. I would have settled for Swift, but if Saquon got mutual interest, you need to be having a deal packaged and sent out there for Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley is a generational talent. Still playing like it, if you ask me. Number 1, the number 1 wide receiver out there, Calvin Ridley, 29 years old. Hollywood Brown, number 2. I think Calvin Ridley got a lot of game left at 29. He sat that year out. That's neither here nor there. But I am intrigued by Gabe Davis, 25 years old, was the captain over there in Buffalo, alongside Stephon Diggs. I really like what Gabe Davis could bring to a team, for real, for real. He seems wise beyond his years, and I think that, our style of play matches with his in Philadelphia if you were looking to bring in the Gabe Davis as a third wide receiver. Curtis Samuel, I wouldn't sleep on that one, 28 years old. Darnell Mooney, a little small, but KJ Osborne, Odell Beckham, 31 years old. Tyler Boyd, 29 years old. So there is a lot of room out here. Michael Thomas, 31 years old. There's a lot of room out here, for wide receivers as well. The tight end 2 position is pretty skimp. You probably have to draft a guy. Hunter Henry, Noah Fant. Hunter Henry just got re-signed, so Noah Fant would probably be the best guy available out of that. Offensive tackle, Tyron Smith ranks number 1 at 33 years old. You got Trent Brown, Jonah Williams. We don't really need an offensive tackle, so I'm not going to really go into depth with that one. Interior O-line, we pretty solid there. We might be looking at a safety since Kelsey left, but I think we'll draft one there. But there's quite a bit of guys available at that position as well. Let's get to it. Edge rusher, Danielle Hunter. I think he'll end up somewhere in the East still, but I don't know where. I don't think we might have a needed edge rusher if we let go Hassan Reddick. We might bring in a veteran here. Jonathan Greener at 27 years old, ranks number 2, 12 and a half sacks last year. You can't sleep on that. With the Texans, he really did emerge last year. Bryce Huff, 26 years old, the Jets. Chase Young is intriguing to me, but I think Chase Young could go somewhere and get a bag worth up to $90 million for real. Zadarius Smith, 31 years old. Andrew Van Ginkel, 29 years old. Clowney, 31 years old. It's some stuff out there. Dorrance Armstrong, Marcus Davenport, Shaq Barrett. I like Shaquille Barrett out there off the edge. I like Leonard Floyd. Brandon Graham, we're working on something with him. They need to take my dog off this list. Defensive line, Chris Jones is going back. Christian Wilkins, he'll be snatched up. Leonard Williams, Fletcher Cox. I hope we bring Fletcher Cox back. Fletch got a lot left in the tank. Linebacker, this is where it can get a little interesting for us because this is a position of need. Frankie Luvo, the Panthers, 27 years old, the league leader in inspiring others to yell, who is that? Over the last 2 seasons, Luvo gets extra credit for doing it in Carolina. Facts. Patrick Queen, he going to get a bag somewhere. He's probably out of our price range. Jordan Brooks, I like it. Levante Bell, I like the veteranism. Azeez Al-Shaair, I like Azeez Al-Shaair at the linebacker position. Drew Tranquil from the Chiefs ranks at number 6. Devin White, I really have my eye on Devin White. Bobby Wagner, he's going to either retire or stay with Seattle. Willie Gay Jr., Josie Jewell, 29 years old out of Denver. Anthony Jennings, 27 years old. So there's room. Cornerback. Now, this is where it can get a little interesting as well because do you sign a cornerback or do you draft a quarterback? Who knows? But Kendall Fuller rounds out that. Stephon Gilmore at number 22, 33 years old. Kenny Moore. This lets you know how hard it is to find an available cornerback, man. You got Steven Nelson, top 5 cornerback free agents out here. He's 31 years old. After him going on the podcast saying how bad, the Philadelphia Eagles fan base ruptured his hymen and he just couldn't play here, I don't think I want him back. We just need guys that's trying to go down there, put their head down and go do their job. Safety, number 1. You guessed it. Gardner Johnson rounds out this list. CD a dog, man. The fact that we're even hearing about a possible reunion lets me know that the Philadelphia Eagles understand that they made a mistake at the safety position. And with this money, you could definitely bring a CD back in. Number 2, Xavier McKinney. I like to think he was better than, what the Giants were doing. But yeah, it is what it is. Cameron Curl, number 3, from Washington, trash. Julian Blackman, number 4. Justin Simmons ranks at number 5 on this list, which doesn't make that much sense to me, but the familiarity is there with probably him and Fangio. I like it. 30-year-old safeties won't break the bank in this market. So it's something to consider. Simmons is a surefire upgrade to many rosters. His leadership experience and playmaking ability, he's still got enough. Should warrant a multi-year deal. Jordan Fuller, Jeremy Chin ranks at number 7. I would kick the tires on Jeremy Chin. He was one of the most sought out after prospects coming into the league. But, going to a team like Carolina can make you be a forgotten guy. So I can see the Eagles really signing Jeremy Chin, man. I could really see that really happening for the Philadelphia Eagles. Micah Hyde, 33 years old, rounds out that list. Then it goes to special teams and stuff like that. So, the money is there. The money is there. I want Saquon Barkley immediately. You know what I mean? You can't pass up on the opportunity to sign a guy like Saquon Barkley. Then if you don't get Saquon Barkley, you got to go get Derrick Henry. You got to get some big name proven guys at the running back position, the linebacker position, and the safety position. I'm not looking to draft them guys. I'm looking to either trade for those guys or sign those guys. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to do it that way. You can go get this. You could go and get CD back. You could get Gardner Johnson back for real. It doesn't make any sense. You could get Justin Simmons. It's too much out here. Out of all the years that Howie Roseman has made things happen, with the free agent market looking as robust as it's looking right now, I just can't see in any world why the Philadelphia Eagles wouldn't be making a big move in either linebacker, safety, or running back, or all three, because you got the money to do it and still sign your players. You got the money to do it. You cannot go into this season with all these new coaches with not trying to satisfy their hunger for guys that fit their scheme. That's what this is all about. Satisfying the hunger of the coaches with guys that fit their scheme. So, it's up to Howie Roseman. Howie Roseman with money is dangerous. You know what I mean? Howie Roseman with money and this many, free agents is a dangerous combination for the rest of the league. The Philadelphia Eagles are still a very attractive franchise. Vic Fangio has, ties and just good rapport with a lot of players. Everybody want to play with AJ, Jalen, and Smitty. Everybody want to be a part of that offense. Dallas Goedert, that offensive line. I can understand why the mutual interest would be there for a guy like Saquon Barkley. Tiki Barber went on his show or his podcast saying that, that the New York natives would turn on Saquon Barkley if he ever went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, y'all should have turned on your leadership for not getting Saquon Barkley help. Why draft a generational talent and have him just out there for no reason, not competing? Y'all didn't want him. Y'all paid Daniel Jones over him. So don't worry about where he want to go. It don't matter. Listen, I would hate him too if he went to Philly because y'all already can't beat us with him. Imagine what's going to happen when you don't have him and he playing for us. We're going to run down on y'all. But, it is what it is, man. Everybody's going to make assumptions and claims as to why certain players should be certain places. But this is the facts, man. If you want to be a part of a winning culture and you want to continue to win and you want to continue to play in the postseason, you know what I mean? Joining the Philadelphia Eagles makes more sense than any other team in the NFC East. It makes more sense than any other team in the NFC East. The Cowboys don't know how to win in the playoffs. The Giants and the Commanders don't go to the playoffs. Like, come on, man. Let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck here, man. Let's keep it all the way solid. So, at the end of the day, man, I'm just waiting for Howie Roseman to pull the trigger so I can bring the news to y'all live in effect on my thoughts on it. Because, like I said, with this much money and Howie Roseman being at the helm or the forefront of what's happening right now for the Philadelphia Eagles organization, looking to bounce back from a pathetic year where we know we didn't have linebackers. We know safety play wasn't good. You know what I mean? Running back play was good, but we ain't use them. You know what I mean? Coming off of a season where coaching was so bad and personnel in certain spots was so bad, Howie Roseman is definitely going to be looking to rebound, man. Definitely going to be looking to rebound. So, you know what I mean? It is what it is. My guy D-Lo said, I signed CJ Swift with Kellen Moore would be crazy and draft some linebackers with attitude. I want a defense that resembles Jalen Mills' attitude when he was an Eagle. Yeah, but this is the thing, though, man. I want to draft some. I would resign CJ for sure. I wouldn't bring Swift back. I would shoot my shot for Saquon. I would definitely shoot my shot for Saquon. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I wouldn't bring Swift back is because Saquon available. If Saquon wasn't available, you see, I'm not talking about Josh Jacobs, Tony Pollard, and none of them. It's Saquon Barkley we talking about, man. And you could get Saquon Barkley for 3 years, $29 million a year, under $10 million a year. You could get Saquon Barkley for that. He's 27 years old. Saquon Barkley would take this offense to the next level. All we trying to do is win championships. That's it. We trying to win championships now. Saquon Barkley would take this offense to the next level behind this offensive line. Mark my words. So, like, I would love to have Saquon Barkley, Gardner Johnson, and then I would still sign a linebacker. You know what I mean? I would sign a linebacker with some experience. I don't want to throw all rookies out there, but I would, those are the moves that I would make. And I think you still got money to either, get in front of the contract of Smitty or anybody else. But you got to make a move. I think Gardner Johnson is priority number one. He should never walked out the door, man. Y'all got to understand how crazy that was to let a guy of that magnitude even walk out the door. You know what I mean? Don said, are we good at the offensive line position? Yeah, we good at the offensive line position. The thing is, when you lose Kelsey, you already got Cam Jurgens, who was drafted to be his replacement. Cam Jurgens has been playing right guard all last year as a starter. You move in Cam Jurgens back to his natural position, and then you still got what's homeboy we got from Alabama, Steele, I think that's his name. We still got Steele in the wins, you know what I mean, who I think is starter quality in the National Football League. We drafted him last year. And then I think you do draft the offensive lineman this year for sure. Barkley, CJ, and Devin White. You could get Barkley, CJ, and Devin White. You could get Barkley, CJ, and Devin White. But Saquon Barkley being the Eagle has to be mandatory. Saquon and CJ has to be mandatory. Has to be mandatory. Imagine what would happen with Kellen Moore and the offense that has Saquon Barkley, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts, A.J. Brown, and Dallas Goedert. Teams will not know how to defend the Philadelphia Eagles next year. They would not have the slightest inclination of how to defend the Philadelphia Eagles. You talking about Saquon Barkley, a running back who could take screens to the house. We're not here to pat stats and feed AJ, feed Smitty, see Jalen Hurts throw for 400 yards every game. You know what I mean? We're here to attack you from multiple angles and win football games. We're here to keep you guessing. Some games, Saquon might only run for 50 yards, 35 yards. The passing game might be cooking. But we're here to be balanced on the offensive side of the ball. And I think, Steen, that's what I mean. Tyler Steen, I don't know why I call him Still. But you know what I mean? We're here to be balanced on that side of the ball, and having a pass-catching running back, generational talent like Saquon Barkley does that. Now, I will say this, Swift was completely underutilized. He was underutilized because Swift can give you some of the same principles that Saquon Barkley could give you. But Saquon Barkley was striking the fear in defenses behind his offensive line. People fear Saquon Barkley in space. They fear Saquon Barkley in space. Saquon Barkley has been proven to do this year in and year out at a high clip. Saquon Barkley was putting the whole franchise on his back. They feared Saquon Barkley, man, in space. And, nobody gets players in space better than Kellen Moore, and especially from the slot and, dumping it off to running backs. You know what I mean? Zeke was a dog at pass catching his first couple of years. I mean, Zeke was the one in pass catching, if you ask me. I mean, I'm not going to say he was running routes like a wide receiver, but Zeke was effective in a screen game. Saquon could be better. Saquon could be better. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. But we're going to see how that shake out, man. So, I want y'all to enjoy y'all weekend, man. Remember, man, make sure you get on down to the Prince Champs, get that Kelsey t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? Keep your ears to the streets for the Days on York, Nights in Norfolk tape with me and my guy, D'Angelo Xavier. I'm going to find a way to get that clip on here. It's going to be on here. That's my word on the next live stream. But, yeah, man, you know what it is, man. Make sure y'all tap in, make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekend, stay safe, things of that nature, man. I got an interview coming out with a prospect that is entered into the draft, Teldrick Ross, Middle Tennessee University, defensive back, 25 pass breakups in the last 3 years. You know what I'm saying? That interview was going down today around 4:00 Central Time. I'm going to be editing it after that, and it's going to be out for everybody's consumption Sunday around noon. You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep the train rolling. I'm going to be talking to a couple more prospects ahead of the draft. Yeah, man, make sure y'all do that, man. Make sure y'all stay tapped in. I'm going to let y'all know when that drops immediately, but enjoy your weekend. It's nice. Go get some sun. You know the vibes, man. Lord Brunson, back at you with the back at you.
You want 17 birds? Big ring, I play for the 17. 17 birds. In my line if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. I know a guy if you want 17 birds. Big ring, I play for the 17 birds. They had me 6 hours, I said 17 words. I'm like Shady in the snow, I spun, I'm so superb. A legend still remains when his flesh is in the earth. And if they raid your tomb, may they fall upon a curse. Yeah, this 9 I keep for backup. With this I wanted chip, we ran plays. They need to build a statue for this shit. Big plays, a slay couldn't get you through this shit. More grams than Brandon, fiends rushing for a hit. The priest sitting out a diner while you niggas giving tips. You gon' get a C-section, all that pushing through your lips. I hold it as a straight, a shooter told me do my dip.